This is my tribute to Jimmy the Rev Sullivan, who was a major influence on my life and who died almost a year ago. In YouTube, you would see the people who would write the Revs Seize the Day in Backcountry using the title of songs to tell a story about the Rev. I wrote a 5-paragraph story about the Rev, with each paragraph being a different album, with the songs from number 1 to number 13, number 10 in order, using their titles, and I wrote the story about the Rev. This is my tribute to Jimmy the Rev Sullivan. What can one say about the Rev? He never thought to turn the other way when there was darkness surrounding him. He taught his fellow man the art of subconscious illusion and captivated us with his lips of deceit. He had the warmness on the soul that you only see in fairy tales, and never thought of the happiness of others as an epic of time wasted. He helped others who were breaking their hold and trying to remember the forgotten faces of their past. Through thick and thin, laying in the streets, he saved those who were shattered by broken dreams. The Rev wasn't all about mending broken spirits, though. Some would see him waking the fallen, and some would see him writing his Unholy Confessions in Chapter 4. The Remenissions he preached were about his philosophy during that time. Desecrate Through Reverence. He laid those who stood in his way to eternal rest, so they may never experience a second heartbeat. In the Radiant Eclipse, he stated, "I won't see you tonight. Not once, but twice." The Clairvoyant Disease ravaged his mind with the thoughts and possibilities, where he came to the conclusion, changing his philosophy, stating, "All things will end." The Rev changed his views when he moved to the City of Evil. He experienced the wrath of the beast and the harlot, and prevailed, and would eventually take their castle and burn it down. When he was blinded in chains going through backcountry, he witnessed the trash and the scattered. He decided that he would seize the day and become a sidewinder. The wicked end he possessed, and the strength of the world bestowed upon him. He was invincible, but he was betrayed, and later MIA. Being declared MIA is a critical acclaim. It was almost easy for the Rev to beat the shit out of his captors until they screamed all the way to the afterlife. He broke out of his chains and became the gunslinger he was destined to be. Unbound and unrestrained, he led the wild ride, drinking his romping cocktail as he went. For the Rev was never lost, and when he gets to a little piece of heaven, he will not say, "Dear God," for anything. He will be at peace. But the Rev wasn't gone yet. He experienced his nightmare night after night. He eventually found someone who would say, without regret, "Welcome to the family." He crossed the danger line and buried alive all those who stood in his way. The Rev was a natural-born killer, but he was so far away from those he loved. He came to his final conclusion, God hates us. He was a victim of chance, and he knew that tonight the world dies. He thought it was fiction until he heard the words, "Save me," being screamed through his ears. He knew this was the end, so he said his final farewell and walked into the afterlife, unafraid of what might come to be without him. What he didn't know is his venture to the afterlife was one that would leave the world destroyed. That is the story of the Rev, and I love you, Jimmy. May you rest in peace.